Hello, welcome back to Tippy Travels. It's just me again, Cos here, to introduce this next video. This one is all about the insulated bulkhead that we put in to separate the front from the back, but without the metal. And if you're wondering why I'm wearing a hat indoors, it's because I'm having a really bad hair day. There'll be plenty more videos coming thick and fast because I've dedicated some time to now just cracking on and getting the van build series as done as possible. So enjoy.
So my next little mission is to try to remake the bulkhead, which I took out. I know it sounds ridiculous, but the metal one was very curvy and very strange in its shape. It's also very, very heavy and it wasn't insulated. So I figured the easiest way to deal with all this is to actually remake a bulkhead, which gains me a little bit more space down behind the passenger and driver's seats there for the water tank. But then on top of that, it gives me the opportunity to make it a little bit more angly so that I can actually insulate it really well. So I'm going to start from the very, very top, and what I'm going to do is use some cardboard, make some templates before I start cutting any wood, just so I can get a gauge for how it's all going to work out. So that's what we're on to now. I'm from Brighton and my lights on.
Alright, so I have made, so I'll keep doing this. I have made now a template. The template is exactly the width of a sheet of 8x4 wood, like plywood. So from the bottom down there up to the top is 1220 as a dimension. And then crossways is roughly about sort of 18, something or the other, 18, 19, something like that. But so it's going to get laid down directly on top of a sheet of plywood, and then I'm essentially going to trace around that and cut it. And that'll be my first section in place. Bulkhead has been giving me a lot of headaches for no other reason than just the intricacies of it, just all of the different angles, some parts of it come in, it has to go around the little seatbelt thingy and this, that and the other, just everything's in the way. And also the process of putting it together is also a bit tough as well, because I want to carpet the cab side
which means I need to carpet it and then install it. The fixings can only be gotten to from the house side, if you like. So that means that anything that goes up to any metal work, or any bits around the edges that go up close to the trim, they've all got to be painted first. I don't want to be having to shift things around and doing rubbing down and all sorts of stuff right in those nooks and crannies around the furthest edges, because it's almost impossible. So yeah, but I'm slowly getting there, and hopefully the rest of this time lapse you'll see it finished.
Just a thought into her stream. I'm collapsing, so confusing now. There is nothing else for me to see.
I just want to explain the process behind all of this. Ultimately what has to happen is this is going to get made up, and then it's going to go in, and then it gets marked up again, and then it comes out. And then what happens is, once I've got it all trimmed up and everything's nice and happy, I then carpet the whole inside the cab area, and then it goes in, and the rest of the work can be done from this area, which is the house area, you know, the back of the van type thing. So it's a long, arduous process, but it's the only way, I think, to do it where you're actually going to make it look good. I don't want to have cleats and joins and stuff on the inside that you can see. I want it to kind of look fairly smart. This here is our window between the cab and the back. So this is how we can keep an eye on the kids when we're driving. Also for safety, you know, if we're parked up and something starts kicking off or something, we can just make an escape without me having to run around the van in my pants. So yeah, right, this is where we are now with this. I've got the trimmer out, so on here we have essentially a blade and a bearing, and that quite simply goes onto here, and then as it rolls across, it will then trim off the excess material that you can see is overhanging there. And that's a very, very easy way of getting a nice finish, and that'll run around the whole outside of there like I did on the previous panel on the underside. Yeah, that's it.
I wanna woke up in our bed, I'll stick inside our head. Pouring just a thought into her stream. I'm collapsing and it's all so confusing. There is nothing else for me to see.
There it is, car carpeted. So I haven't cut out the window yet, but I can do that in situ, so that's right in there. And the other bit is a little seatbelt thing. This is going to sit quite nicely where this seatbelt thingy is right there. So when this pushes in, it's going to sort of just hug it. And obviously none of the rubbish from back here can sort of work its way into the seatbelt mechanism in there. So yeah, all in all, good progress. I might even try to get this in now, but it's getting a bit late, so. And I'm hungry.
And I've never felt this way. You're such a special girl. It's the way you make your fury. And the funny things you say the things my way.
Well, it's Monday morning, back at the workshop. and I'm just about ready to put the bulkhead in. Now it's all sorted, it's just sat over there. I'm sure the pictures that I put alongside this video will show you where I've gotten to. But where I'm at now is I keep thinking quite seriously about the access that I'm going to need to do things like fit the fuel line for the diesel heater. So from what I understand, underneath the passenger seats, the double passenger seat in the van, there is this openable section in the floor, which when you remove it, you'll see the fuel tank sender. Now, also from what I understand from some videos I've been watching on YouTube, is it's quite important to make sure that you don't just cut the line and put a T in to try and take fuel, because it messes with the ECU in the van. So you actually have to drill out a new line to go, a new fuel line to go into the tank or the sender. To do that, it looks like you've got to remove the sender, and that doesn't look easy because the seat clearance is about this much, and I think the fuel sender is about this tall. So to get it out, I don't think it's going to happen with the seats in situ. So it looks like I've got to remove the seats, but also the other thing I need to do as well is plan a route for the cables going from the battery, the starter battery, to the DC to DC charger for the lithium batteries. And so planning that route out is another thing I need to do. And on top of that, for the calorifier, for the hot water, I need to take a flow and a return pipe from the heat exchanger behind the dash. I need to tee into that and actually pull a few pipes through and actually get those under the floor, under the seats, passenger seats of the van, and into the back where the calorifier is going to be positioned. So all in all, it looks like my plan today was fit the bulkhead, but actually I've had a bit of thought over the weekend, and it looks like I'm going to have to remove the front passenger seats, then do all the work I need to do there, and then put the seats back in, and then the bulkhead can actually go in permanently. It wasn't what I was expecting to have to do Friday when I left, but actually, given the weekend, given the time I've had to think about it, I think this is actually probably the best way.
Alright, thanks for watching that. I hope you found it useful. And so yeah, the next things to do are the max fan, the roof light window, and some more insulation. More insulation. There's loads of insulation. Okay, so thanks for watching. Stay tuned. If you're enjoying what you're seeing, please like and subscribe and all of that kind of stuff, because it gives me the motivation to just keep pumping out the videos. Any comments you want to leave in the comments section, I will happily answer questions, etc. Or if you just want to give us a little, hey, nice video, then that would be very welcome. A bit of positive motivation always goes a long way with me. Okay, till next time.